everyone, I am Shahan Laik and today I will discuss about vascular pathology. The first one is vasculitis. Vasculitis means inflammation of vessel. Now it can be of three types. First one is large vessel vasculitis. The first example of large vessel vasculitis is giant cell arteritis, also known as temporal arteritis. It is a granulomatous vasculitis and specially involved in the branches of carotid artery. Okay. Now you can see the patient will have temporal artery involvement, visual disturbances because of ophthalmic artery involvement, and jaw claudication. So let us go to the next disease, that is the Takayasu arteritis. Takayasu arteritis is granulomatous vasculitis and it involves the aortic arch, okay, and the patient is generally in Takayasu arteritis pulseless, so the patient will not have any pulse. Okay, remember this one. Treatment by corticosteroid. The next is middle vessel vasculitis. The first one is polyarteritis nodosa, PAN. Polyarteritis nodosa is a necrotizing vasculitis involving multiple organs, but lungs are spared in these cases. And generally it can be found in persons with hypertension and abdominal pain with mesenteric artery involvement. The next one which we will discuss is one thing I forgot is string of pearl appearance. String of pearl appearance can be found in case of polyarteritis nodosa, which we discussed just now. Polyarteritis nodosa has string of pearl appearance on imaging, which is one of the special feature, and treatment of polyarteritis nodosa is corticosteroid and cyclophosphamide. Next is Kawasaki disease. Kawasaki disease affects Asian children with less than 4 years of age, and they have all these symptoms like fever, conjunctivitis, erytheromatous rash on the palm and the soles, and enlarged cervical lymph nodes. And generally they are treated with aspirin and intravenous IG. The next one is Buerger's disease. In Buerger's disease is also a necrotizing vasculitis involving the digits, and you can see a beautiful phenomenon for this known as the Raynaud's phenomenon. So generally gangrene and auto amputation of fingers and toes occurs in this disease, and Raynaud's phenomenon, which is actually paling of the fingers, occurs due to constrictions of the vessels in the fingers, occurs in Buerger's disease, highly associated with heavy smoking. Treatment is smoking cessation. Next is the small vessel vasculitis. The first one is Wegener granulomatosis. In Wegener granulomatosis, necrotizing granulomatous vasculitis, this involves the nasopharynx, lungs and kidney. So generally all these things like ANSA level are more, C-ANSA level will be more, and also the patient will have sinusitis or nasopharyngeal ulceration, hemoptysis, and nodular lung infiltration, hematuria can be found. The treatment is due to cyclophosphamide and steroid. The next one is microscopic polyangiitis. It is also necrotizing vasculitis and involving the multiple organs, especially the lung and the kidney. And generally it is presentation similar to Wegener granulomatosis, and P-ANSA level will be more in this disease. Treatment is cyclophosphamide and corticosteroid. The next one is Churg-Strauss disease. In Churg-Strauss disease, necrotizing granulomatosis inflammation with eosinophil you can find out. P-ANSA level will be more. Asthma and also peripheral eosinophilia can be present. The next one is Henoch-Solin purpura. Henoch-Solin purpura is also a vasculitis, and it is due to IgA immune complex deposition, and it can be found in case of the children. Generally, the patient present with the purpura, rash on the buttocks and legs, GI pain and bleeding, hematuria, IgA nephropathy. And this disease is self-limited. The next one is hypertension. You know about hypertension. Hypertension is increased blood pressure, which generally involve pulmonary or systemic circulation. And systemic hypertension means pressure greater than equal to 140/90 mmHg, and divided into two types. One is the primary hypertension, another is the secondary hypertension. In primary hypertension, 95% of the cases occur and it is unknown etiology. Risk factors can be of several types like stress, obesity, lack of physical activity, salt-rich diet. The secondary hypertension is only 5% of the cases, and here there is a known etiology, and it can be of several causes. The first one, the mainly is due to renal artery stenosis is the main causes of renovascular hypertension. The next one is you will see here, fibromuscular dysplasia also occurs in blood vessel wall. Okay, another thing is this one, that is there are two types of hypertension, benign hypertension and malignant hypertension. Benign hypertension is mild or moderate elevation of the blood pressure, and most cause of the hypertension are benign. Clinically, they are very silent and vessel and organs are damaged slowly over time. But malignant hypertension, they are where elevation is more severe elevation of the blood pressure, and that is greater than 180/120, comprising less than 5% of the cases, may arise from pre-existing benign hypertension or de novo hypertension, and generally medical emergency condition. It can cause end organ damage like renal failure, headache, papilledema. The next one is arteriosclerosis. So let us first start about atherosclerosis, then we will discuss that. So first is atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis means plaque formation that obstruct the blood flow, and this plaque has cholesterol level, which is the core, cholesterol core, and fibromuscular cap. Okay, and often undergo dystrophic calcification. So what are the risk factor for this? The risk factor can be hypercholesteremia, increase in cholesterol level, LDL increase, which is bad cholesterol, and HDL level. HDL level is the good cholesterol, which will decrease. Okay, and smoking and diabetes. These are modifiable risk factors which we discussed. Now, non-modifiable risk factors can be the age and the sex, genetics, pathogenesis. I told you how the lipid will be fast damage to the endothelium will be occur, and this will result in the lipid will be leaked to the intima, and lipid are oxidized and then consumed by macrophages via scavenger receptor, resulting in foam cells. Okay, now the next one which we will discuss is the arteriosclerosis. So what is arteriosclerosis? Sclerosis means hardening, and arteriosclerosis is hardening of the small arteries, generally of two types. One is hyaline, another is hyperplastic. So hyaline arteriosclerosis means protein hyaline that will cover the vessel and make it hard. And another one is hyperplastic arteriosclerosis. Hyperplastic means hyperplasia has increased the number of cells of the blood vessel wall, and this will increase in hardening of the vessel and cause arteriosclerosis. The next one is the Monckeberg medial calcific sclerosis. Monckeberg medial calcific sclerosis is calcification of media of muscular, that is the medium size arteries, and this is non-obstructive disease, not clinically very significant but find in X-ray or mammography. The next one is aneurysm. We will discuss about aneurysm. Aortic dissection. So what is aortic dissection? In case of aortic dissection, the intima tear occurs with dissection of blood through the media of the aortic wall, and generally these are associated with hypertension patient, and also Marfan syndromes and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, because these are connective tissue disorders. So this has caused the weakness of the connective tissue in the media, and this will result in aortic dissection. Okay, dissection means intimal tear with dissection, that is called dissection of blood through the media of the aortic wall. The next one is thoracic aneurysm. In thoracic aneurysm, balloon-like dilation of the thoracic aorta occurs, and you know about their results in a tree bark appearance of aorta. You can find it out also. This one is the abdominal aortic aneurysm. In abdominal aortic aneurysm, we have balloon-like dilation, which generally occurs in case of the abdominal aorta. And primarily atherosclerosis patient can be found these things. Now let me show you some pathology pictures. Now this is the aortic dissection picture. This is the tree bark appearance of aorta in syphilis, caused due to syphilis, and this one is due to the abdominal aortic aneurysm. Okay, let me show you some other pictures. Like this one is hyperplastic arteriosclerosis, and these are actually hyaline deposition. Okay, the next one is the Monckeberg medial calcification. You can see calcification. The next one is this one, microscopic appearance in mammogram. You can see in mammogram we can see the Monckeberg medial calcific stenosis. Okay, the next which we will show you is this one, atherosclerotic embolus. This is hyaline arteriosclerosis, and this one is the arterionephrosclerosis. Okay, this is the Wegener granulomatosis, that is granulomatous necrotizing granuloma. You can see here necrotizing granuloma, giant cell involvement, and this one is the atherosclerosis. This is the normal muscular artery. This is the temporal giant cell arteritis, and this one is the fibrinoid necrosis, polyarteritis nodosa. Okay, thank you for watching. We have so many other pathology videos. Please subscribe our channel and watch all the pathology videos from our playlist Pathology. Bye bye.